A reflection of reality. In a world transformed, what will make you feel safer? Isolation or community? Are you going the right way, or are you being led somewhere? Which direction? What is truth? What is fake? In a world corrupted, you need to descend. So join us in the depths, or remain in the shallows.
کسایش که نمیفهمن ما پیدا میکنیم خودمون میریم
مردم علاقمند بسازیم کسان علاقمند بسازیم که اینا بیان در سرکس بیان و سرکس اشتراک بگیرن
بالا پس آفرین از یک روز بعد گردش پسته این هم داشت داریم
چی بازی میکنن؟
بازی شمیمی که مطیع هستیم
جنگانبار شده زن و مرد کشتوب دیگه و دیگه پلیس کشته شده از بین رفته
امی دیگه دنیا داریم داخل سرکس دیگه دنیا در اینجا میتونیم که ما
Third night of violence breaks out in the Netherlands as riots again flare up over new COVID curfews following a weekend of unrest over the country's tough lockdown.
Peninsula. Joined at his campaign headquarters by Crosby today, Stephenville Port-au-Port PC candidate Tony Wakeham said, in addition to the new seniors complex on the West Coast, the Conservatives are committed to carrying out a full-scale examination of the delivery of long-term care throughout the entire province.
Our party is making a commitment in this election to conduct a review of the current availability of long-term care homes to ensure there are adequate facilities in place to meet the needs of residents in our province. In light of the findings of this review, we will create a 10-year long-term care plan ensuring that needs are met into the future. We will also conduct a staff-level review of all nursing homes to ensure the appropriate number of health professionals are available to care for the residents. This review will be informed by our COVID-19 review and the findings of other jurisdictions.
The NDP are promising to increase the minimum wage in Newfoundland and Labrador to $15 an hour by the end of 2022. Two of its candidates who own businesses already pay their employees this minimum, and the party plans to eliminate the 3% small business tax to help cover the cost of that proposed minimum wage.
And the cost of doing nothing is far greater than the cost of putting offsetting mechanisms in place. That can be done. There are ways in which we can make government work better for small businesses as well. But I think that far greater concern is if we don't do anything, a large portion of the workers in Newfoundland and Labrador are going to be left behind, and that cost is much higher.
Tonight's weather brought to you by the NL 511 app. Know before you go. Check road conditions, highway cameras, and the provincial plow tracker with the NL 511 app.
And it's time now for a look at the weather forecast. Eddie Shear joins me live in our studio tonight, just across the studio from me, actually. And Eddie, Friday night, I recall you and I were, well, you cleaned off my vehicle for me, I believe. Was that you? No, Tony Barrington. But anyway, you were there, and it was pretty nasty out. Yeah. And our producer actually followed me home because he was worried about me. So that's very kind of Donnie Decker to do that as well. But it was such a miserable night. And then, of course, you wake up Saturday morning, gorgeous, beautiful day. Nice again yesterday, too.
Yeah, yesterday was a lovely day, Tony Marie. I mean, hardly any wind, lots of sunshine. I saw lots of pictures on Twitter of folks getting out and going snowshoeing. I had Emily out sledding, or I don't know if it's a Canadian term or a Newfoundland term. Most of people here say sliding, which I find just... Sledding to me is what you all would say sliding. So I apologize there if we're kind of mixing up the words. But anyway, Emily was out sledding and she had a great time yesterday. And the weather today, a little bit more cloudy, but otherwise it was very, very nice out there. As we take a look at our 4 webcams, what we can see in St. John's, beautiful evening right now. We're looking downtown in the harbor. Look at the lovely lights over on the south side from the boats and such. And you can see up there Signal Hill. Beautiful evening. Grand Falls, Windsor looking good on Union Street. And Anthony, looks like we have either some light rain or some light snow falling in the area. It looks like some light snow. And I say rain or snow because a little while ago the road looks wet, but now it looks a little bit more white than anything else. And as we take a look into Corner Brook, we are seeing quiet conditions right now. A few flurries going to be on and off along the west coast overnight, while central and eastern areas will see light snowfall developing later tonight and will persist through a good chunk of Saturday. Into Labrador, Churchill Falls, Wabush looking pretty good. And from the road report, it looks like once you're kind of west of Churchill Falls, roads in Labrador are in good shape. But from the south coast of Labrador up through Cartwright, around Goose Bay to the west, roads are currently reported as poor with low visibility due to snow-covered roadways and likely areas of blowing snow. And there was a fair bit of snow across many areas of southeastern Labrador from last week into the weekend, and some areas still ongoing along the coast. In fact, inland high terrain, well over a meter of snow over the last few days. Temperature-wise out there right now, we're not looking too bad across the island. 0 to -4, coldest in St. John's. A rarity. Into Labrador, we're looking at -1 Makovic. It's 0 in Happy Valley, Goose Bay, -4 Churchill Falls, and -5 in Labrador City. These temperatures are well above normal. For much of coastal Labrador, including Goose Bay, temperatures for highs this time of year about -12. Western Labrador about -16. So even though it's cold, it's warm for Labrador standards. We take a look at wind speeds. Nothing overly impressive, but enough to drop the wind chills enough. Feels like -10 in St. John's, -7 in Badger, -12 in Nain, and in Labrador City and Wabush, that wind chill feels like -12. Satellite and radar picture showing that we do have some clouds scooting into southeastern Labrador and across much of Newfoundland, but the radar not showing anything just yet. As I back the view out a bit, we can see this area of low pressure circulating to the east of the Avalon Peninsula. And this area of low pressure is going to send some moisture our way as we go throughout later tonight, tomorrow night. So northern areas of central, northeastern, eastern Newfoundland, including the St. John's Metro, will see some light snow Tuesday to Tuesday night. And amounts in some areas, not going to be a lot, but enough that some of us are definitely going to have to shovel or break out the old snowblower. So here's Futurecast. Will take us through the overnight, showing that snow developing in central by tomorrow morning. Now, keep in mind, the snow is developing in northerly winds. So it's areas along and north of the Trans-Canada Highway that will primarily see the snow tonight through tomorrow. The same thing will be true across northeastern Newfoundland and on the Avalon Peninsula. So by midday tomorrow, areas from the Bayburt Peninsula to Cape Friels to the Bonavista Peninsula to the Avalon, northern parts of the Avalon are seeing light to at times moderate snowfall, and same thing for southeastern Labrador. That will linger into tomorrow evening, but the farther south you go, the nicer it will be tomorrow. In fact, areas around the Trepassey Bay, St. Mary's Bay, Placentia Bay tomorrow may not see hardly a flake, while as you get up towards St. John's, Greats Cove, Bay de Verde, Carbonear, Bay Roberts, these areas, we're going to be talking about on and off snow throughout tomorrow, winding down as we go into tomorrow night, and that will set the stage for a quieter Wednesday. As far as snowfall amounts go, we're not talking about anything overly significant. Now, that being said, there's going to be a wide swath of 5 to 10 centimeters. This dark blue color here, you can see it there in the color chart, from near the Bayburt Peninsula to northern areas of the Avalon, which means travel tomorrow from central to eastern Newfoundland or or from central to western Newfoundland or from eastern to central is going to be slow going at times just because it's going to be snowing. So keep that in mind. As we get up through central, once we're north of the Trans-Canada Highway and just inland, some areas, especially in the high terrain as you get away from the coast, could be talking about amounts as high as 10 or 15 centimeters of snow. And into Labrador, we're looking at some 5 to 10 centimeter amounts between tonight and tomorrow for areas around Cartwright and around Goose Bay. It looks like between 2 and 5 centimeters on the way for you, additionally on top of what's already fallen. Eastern Newfoundland tonight, -2 to we'll call it -4 to -1 actually for the overnight lows or overnight temperatures, as readings may rise a bit overnight as those winds turn northerly from northwesterly. And then for tomorrow, northerly winds, so areas north, clouds, areas of snow, perhaps a bit of freezing drizzle. Areas south, partly to mostly cloudy, with highs near or a little above the freezing mark. Western half of the island, that snow developing along the Bay Verte Peninsula through central overnight, west coast, south coast, primarily dry with a few flurries. And then for tomorrow, snow through central, a little bit of snow in the northern peninsula, but just flurries on the west coast and nothing really going on along the south coast tomorrow. Into Labrador, some flurries, areas of light snow in the east and southeast, winding down late. And then for tomorrow, some flurries along the coast. Otherwise, highs 0 to -8. Again, temperatures running well above normal across most of the big land. Now, coming up in just a few minutes on the evening news hour, we'll talk about your 5-day forecast and what else Mother Nature has in store for us as we run throughout this week and into next weekend. Tony and Marie, back to you for now.
All right. Thanks so much, Eddie. Sure. And it's time for a break on NTV News First Edition, but still ahead in our program, a dog is plucked to safety after falling into an ice-covered river in Baring Park. Beth Penny is going to speak with the dog's owner coming up about that rescue. The pandemic has certainly been tough on many of us, but apparently not on real estate. We'll have that for you in the business file. And when we come back, it's the 1-year anniversary of Canada's first presumed case of COVID-19.
Summer is coming soon. Hit the water this year with a 2021 Coastal 198 walkthrough and a Suzuki 140 with a 6-year warranty for only $39,995. Only available at Western Motorsports. Come have a look today.
Black Diamond Combo.